pop-up tent covers the remains of a woman wrapped in plastic. Detectives say they found only the torso, clad in a bra, and what was left of her pants after her legs were cut off.
Mei Lee Haskell may have been alive when she was cut up. We know her head has not been recovered.
Samuel Haskell is behind bars as the search intensifies for his wife and in-laws.
Police say they responded to a call to the family home last Tuesday after reports of possible human remains in a plastic bag.
Sam Haskell was an accomplished individual who reached success with the help of his father. The son of the proclaimed producer was living in Los Angeles with his wife, children, and in-laws. But one day, his family went missing. However, a gruesome discovery was made days later when a homeless man discovered Haskell's darkest secret wrapped in a plastic bag and discarded in a trash can. What was inside the bag? How did it relate to Sam Haskell? And where did his family disappear? Want to know the answers to these questions? Welcome to Trapdoor Crime. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and watch till the end to find out. Sam Haskell IV lived in Hollywood and was a proclaimed filmmaker, creative director, and TikToker. He was married to a wonderful lady named Mei Lee Haskell, who had 3 children with him named Sam, James, and William. They lived in the Coldstream Terrace community in Tarzana, Los Angeles. Mei moved to the United States from China in the mid-2000s. She went to college and studied accounting. Her family was supportive of her choices and would always try to help her financially. She met Sam when she was in college, and the two started dating and tied the knot shortly afterward. After marrying Sam, she started a business called the Haskell Consulting Group, which helped international students study abroad. She had her first child at 24. They bought their first house, and it was in May's name, and she was the one responsible for the mortgage payments. Paying $7,000 a month, managing a business full-time, and taking care of the children was hectic for May. So she brought her parents to the United States to live with them and take care of their children. Now let's take a look at Sam. He was born in 1988. His father, Sam Haskell Sr., was an Emmy Award-winning producer and had his own production company. He also had his fair share of scandals, which is not unusual in Hollywood. At the time of the incident, Sam was 35 years old. He acted cool all the time and lived a lavish life. He was active on social media and posted regularly. Some of his content, however, was harsh and judgmental.
Shouts out to the waiter at the restaurant above Nordstrom's for just completely burning the shit out of my filet. What kind of a monster are you, homie?
While some content portrayed the comfortable lifestyle he'd gained through his father's riches.
I don't wear clothes from the latest designers. I'm kind of doing a Claire Danes Homeland situation where I just wear the same outfit every day. My resume says unhappy, bitter, resentful, and really good at ordering off the menu.
But he claimed to be superficial in real life. And that's perhaps because he was indeed superficial. His father helped him get into the entertainment industry. He worked as a camera operator for a couple of companies before opening his own production company called SB Group. He started working on a feature film, snippets of which were made available online for publicity. He met and married Mei Lee in the midst of all this, and soon his in-laws joined him to look after their children. But in November 2023, a strange incident took place. Sam's wife and in-laws disappeared without a trace. Mei Lee's uncle, who also lived in Los Angeles, was unable to contact her after trying several times over a few days on WeChat, an app regularly used by Chinese natives. On November 8, 2023, he logged into his account to check on May's last activity, only to find out that it was wiped clean. 10 years worth of traces, including friends and pictures, were erased overnight. But what he didn't know was that a gruesome incident had taken place at the Haskell residence on November 7, 2023. A man went to the LAPD at around 5:30 in the afternoon, claiming that he'd seen human remains in a bag outside Haskell's home.
As possible, DD 4115 Coldstream Terrace, 4115 Coldstream Terrace. Monitor comments. So PR standing by in front of Topanga.
The police arrived at the scene immediately, but didn't find anything there. The house seemed deserted from the outside. When they knocked on the door, no one answered. When the police couldn't find any suspicious or incriminating details at the scene, they left.
When the officers responded, nothing was located. There was no evidence that allowed the officers to make entry into the home. The bags that were described were no longer outside.
But they received another phone call on November 8th, 2023. Someone had spotted a dead body inside a trash can.
This is a bank on Rubio. Possible body inside the trash can.
Police arrived there with their team. The news leaked and news reporters gathered to collect more information.
Right now, we don't have 100% confirmation from LAPD that this scene on the 4100 block of Coldstream Terrace in Tarzana is related to the scene in Encino, but it surely appears that way, although I just got done with a neighbor who says that he hopes that is not the case at all.
And what did the police find there? A woman's naked torso with missing limbs.
From Skyfox, a pop-up tent covers the remains of a woman wrapped in plastic. Detectives say they found only the torso, clad in a bra, and what was left of her pants after her legs were cut off.
Reportedly, a homeless man was digging in the trash cans in Tarzana when he came across a particularly large bag at the top of a pile. It had an unnatural shape. It was lying long and flat. Regular trash wouldn't look like that. It was also smelly and had flies buzzing around it. As he opened the bag, he saw pale skin and realized what he'd just uncovered. Police came and took control of the area. Interestingly, the torso was found in the same area where Sam's office was located. Police started the investigation, and after the identification of the victim, some dark and intriguing information came out that shocked the world. A well-known fact about Sam Haskell was that he loved weapons. His house had all sorts of weapons, ranging from guns to swords and katanas. Reportedly, Mei didn't like having them in her house. Even their neighbors were aware of this and didn't let their children play at the Haskell residence. A Google search showed tens of hundreds of comments on various online forums from people who knew Sam Haskell from their college days, and some of them were very disturbing. Most people didn't like him. He also had allegations of sexual assault in his youth. One user on Reddit wrote, "I went to middle school and high school with him in Calabasas in 7th grade. When I first met him, he was already a pathological liar with a blinking tick. He was always touching his privates over his pants in class and never got in trouble because his parents were mega donors to the school, until he was kicked out for being another student in junior year. We all knew he was bad news." Another user claimed he might have had mental health issues and was always on medication, which could be a reason he was so off and acted weird all the time. They also suspected he took narcotics, which could have influenced his behavior. They said, "When he was 18, he did a lot of cocaine and marijuana. I never asked my friends if they were on prescription medications, but he was a little off. His parents could have been loading him up on meds as a kid, or maybe he needs meds and he never got them. I don't know. He would snap on people sometimes when working with them and just cut off relationships with a go f yourself." He also lied and made up a lot of stories. In 2008, he was reportedly arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. He used a sword to hurt someone and was put on a 3-year probation. Soon after the discovery of the torso, investigators linked all the details quickly and arrested Sam on the same day and charged him with homicide. According to reports, Mei Lee and her parents were last seen on November 6th, 2023.
California the son of a veteran Hollywood exec whose wife and in-laws are missing is now under arrest after a grim discovery.
A neighbor saw Mei Lee get into her car to go somewhere on the 6th, but she looked a little upset. On the 7th, the same neighbors saw suspicious activity and a rotting smell outside their house, but they dismissed it as a dead animal. They noticed that Sam had called a few people to help him with some household work on the same day. He reportedly took those people to his garage, which held 3 big trash bags. He told the workers it had rocks and promised them good money for removing them. But when the men began work, they found the bags to contain something much softer than rocks, but they were very heavy. Sam then told the men it contained some Halloween decorations. Surveillance footage captured the men dragging the bags and loading them into their vehicle. But after driving some blocks, their intuition told them that something wasn't right about those bags. So they decided to take a quick look at the contents inside. And what they saw shocked them to the core. They were human body parts taken apart. They didn't look anything like Halloween decorations, so they went back to the Haskell residence, returned the bags and the money, and told him they couldn't do the job. The men then went to 2 different police stations to report this, but no one believed them. Then they went to the Topanga station, where their complaint was finally documented by authorities. However, when police officers went to check the house, they didn't find anything there and left the scene. But the next day, the police made the big discovery with the help of the homeless man, and it took them just a few hours to identify Mei Lee's torso in the bag. Police checked the surveillance footage from the road Sam lived at and saw him struggling to get the bag into his car to dump it somewhere. Although the details were vague, the car matched the one Sam had. The police arrested Sam at a shopping mall. Another team searched his house and found blood and more body parts. However, they couldn't find the other 2 bags that the laborers mentioned in their statement. The police also couldn't find Mei Lee's parents. They suspected that they were in those 2 other bags. No one knows where he dumped them. But why did Sam do this? By all accounts, he appeared to be happy with his family. So why take such a drastic step? Police couldn't establish a strong motive through their investigation, but according to friends, Mei Lee was done with Sam and his weird behavior. She wanted a divorce for years, as she was the one earning member in the family who was serious about their future. Sam reportedly did not contribute to the household. Mei first brought up a divorce when I was getting one in 2019. One friend named Jenny exclusively told DailyMail.com, "I told her she could do it, but she just felt like she couldn't risk losing her boys." However, she did not know how to walk out of their marriage, as her father-in-law was a powerful man and could harm her or end her career. She also knew that she would lose the custody battle and would never see her kids again. So she stayed in the marriage despite her deep desire to leave Sam. Mei felt trapped. She said she couldn't leave because of the boys. She was afraid that her husband would take away the kids with the help of his very rich and influential father, said longtime friend Jenny, who would only give her first name in fear of retaliation from the prominent Haskell family. A few friends also claimed that Sam was physically abusive towards Mei. He would snap at her if things didn't go his way. Another friend claimed to have met Sam a few days before the incident and said that he seemed out of character and was acting paranoid. Perhaps his paranoia had driven him to take the lives of his wife and in-laws so brutally. Reports from the coroner's office claimed that Mei Lee was probably alive when Sam took her limbs apart with the sword.
Mei Lee was decapitated with a single sharp force at the base of her neck. A sharp power tool was possibly used because the cuts were remarkably smooth.
Autopsy reports also hinted at possible torture before Sam silenced Mei Lee.
As the coroner's report says that Mei Lee was also likely shot and suffocated.
Sam was charged with 3 counts of murder. He didn't enter a plea. His 3 children are now with the Department of Child and Family Services and face an unknown future. But the Haskell family is hoping to take custody after the situation has settled a little. Sam appeared at court without a shirt for his hearing and was holding food in a plastic bag during the proceedings.
Accused triple murder Sam Haskell Jr. shockingly appeared shirtless in front of the judge, and while handcuffed, he held onto a plastic bag containing milk and what looks like food.
He appeared calm and nonchalant. His face was remorseless, as if he'd done nothing.
The court will grant the request for continuance to January 12, 2024. Mr. Haskell, you are ordered to appear, sir. Very well, Mr. Haskell, you need no bail. Anything else for your records, counsel? No, thank you.
The other 2 bags mentioned by the laborers are still not found today, and Sam didn't mention anything about them during his interrogation. The police concluded that he likely dropped them at different dumpsters around the city, or possibly further. Mei Lee's body was found luckily and helped solve the case. Otherwise, the police would have continued to look for the 3 missing people forever, and Sam would slip away after committing such a horrible crime. Sam is in jail and being held without bond. Many fear that his powerful father can shorten his sentence or free him, but we're waiting to see what truly happens. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Trapdoor Crime for more strange stories.